Hey everyone, Merry Christmas. It's Monday and it's time for my mental health vlog. Yesterday got away from me and we ended up going out last night and I just did not get my vlog done last night. So I'm doing it today. Um, it's been a it's been a week. Work was busy as everyone's either going to PTO or coming back from PTO or getting ready for the holidays or whatever. So my boss is off for the rest of the year. She did decide to give me some projects, kind of like, hey, in case you're bored, here's a bunch of stuff I want you to do before the first of the year. So I have a list, and I am working this week. So we will see how much I can get done. Do the best I can. I'm not going to kill myself this week. No one else is going to be working. There's a lot of projects where I'm going to need input from other people that just aren't going to be there. So I will do what I can. I am not stressing myself out the last week of the year. I am ready for our cruise. I'm so ready for our cruise. Last night was the first Christmas Eve I could have ever really gone out in a very long time. I had no familial obligations. I didn't have my son this morning. I wasn't picking him up until later. My fiance and I had no family this morning. We were like, we're gonna go out. We're gonna have fun. We got invited to a annual bar crawl that some friends of ours do, and we did that, and we had a really good time. And we got home right about midnight, and so we were home by Christmas. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe 12:05. I don't know. Close enough. And then we were just up late, and so we woke up late this morning, and then we went to pick up my son. We woke up this morning, and then we went and got coffee because Starbucks was open, and then we did our stockings for each other. We only did stockings for each other this year because there are two doors downstairs that need to be replaced. So he bought a door, I bought a door. Boom, Merry Christmas. But I did get some nice stuff in my stocking. There's a fragrance that I like from Kenneth Cole called Blue, and they don't really make it anymore or produce it anymore. So it's kind of like finding those random bottles or body sprays around, and my fiance found a new bottle for me because I'm really hesitant to like use it because I really like it, and I get compliments every time I wear it, but if I use it, then I don't have any more, and I don't know if I can get more. So it's one of those, like, I really minimalize the use of it. But I found a bottle at Ross not too long ago in the clearance bin for fragrance, discontinued fragrances, and then my fiance just bought me a bottle for my stocking, and he got me two bottles of like the Kenneth Cole Blue body spray. Oh, I love the way it smells. I got him some tools and stuff that he was asking for some projects he's working on around the house. He did finish the stairs this week. I think he has a little bit of touch-up stuff he needs to do, but he finished the stairs this week, and I am so impressed with him. I know I say that so much, but God, I'm impressed with him. He just continues to blow me away. So after we did stockings and stuff this morning, I went and picked up my son from my ex, and he was just kind of like, "We're just going home, right?" I'm like, "No, we have all the presents in the car. We're going to spend Christmas with Grandma and Grandpa." I just want to go home. I'm like, "We're spending Christmas with Grandma and Grandpa." Well, how long are we going to be there? Until we leave. It's like, deal with that, kids. What's happening? So then we got there, and bless my future mother-in-law's heart, she is sick, or she's got some kind of cold or something. So we didn't give any hugs to her. We didn't get no Christmas hugs or big close moments or anything. So we kind of kept our distance. But she sounds like she feels horrible, and I hate that for her. But anyway, my son disappeared upstairs, and when it was time to do presents, he came downstairs and started with his stocking, and then proceeded to basically shit on everything that he pulled out of his stocking. And it was kind of like, "Oh, do you want these? Oh, can we donate this? Oh, here, do you want this candy? I don't like this flavor." And it was getting really, really old. And then we finished the stocking, and we kind of moved on with some of Santa's, wrapped presents. And it was getting that same kind of attitude. And he opened a T-shirt that had all kinds of different video game characters that most of them he likes are on, and he made some comment about, well, I just need to donate this because I'll get beat up if I wear this. And I said, you know what? I very seldom ever drop the F-bomb in front of my son. I try to be very careful with that. I'm like, you have had something negative to say about every fucking item you've gotten today. So I don't think we're going to open any more items, and I think Christmas is done. And I just walked up and left. And I needed to leave the room. I was just so furious. Because and it's not only my son. There's a lot of kids his age that have it. It's just this entitled, ungrateful, thanks but no thanks mentality. And it just pissed me off because yes, you're entitled to your own opinion, and if you don't like something, you're allowed not to like something. But at some point you have to start considering how the things that you say can impact other people. And he did come back upstairs to apologize to me before I came back down. And I told him, and I said, I cannot wait for you to start thinking about other people, because I'm really tired of you only ever thinking about yourself. I said, you're old enough now. You're responsible enough now. You were supposed to get a present for my fiance. You told me you had taken care of it. You told me you were taking care of it. You did not want my help. When I asked you what it was the other day, you said, whoops, I got nothing from you today for Christmas. I said, there's nothing under that tree for Grandma and Grandpa from you for Christmas. I said, you have wanted to be responsible. You wanted to take care of things. You wanted to make sure that things were taken care of. You didn't do anything for anybody. And I just said, I said, and everything that is downstairs, whether it is from Grandma, Grandpa, Daddy, me, my fiance, Santa, whatever, every gift that is given to you, someone has put thought and care into it because they thought it was something that you might enjoy. They thought it was something that you might like. They thought maybe this reminded them of you in some fun way. And you have just insulted every person who tried to buy you anything or get you anything for the holidays. So I felt like it was one of those come to Jesus meetings that I really hope he heard at least half of. Because his apology was kind of meh, as most 11-year-old teen apologies go. And then, of course, when we got back downstairs, he was overcompensating. He was being super silly and super nice and super grateful. And sometimes that's just as annoying as being just whatever. But I'm just so tired of it. It's such a selfish attitude. And I know that I can't change his attitude, but I can at least educate him on how the things he does can impact others, and honestly what some social convention states and situations that you may not necessarily know how to navigate through. So he's a kid, he's learning. I did stupid stuff too, I know I did, but that really put a little bit of a stain on the day. So it ended up being fine. We had some Chinese food because we wanted no stress over food this year. We had Chinese food, and then my fiance had to spend a good amount of time setting up one of my son's presents. So when he got done with that, since I knew Mom was tired, I'm like, we just need to go. She basically was kicking us out as soon as he was done with the thing he needed to do, which is fine because she needs the rest. In fact, I'm sure she's already asleep. There were two things that happened last night in the bar crawl that I made a mental note of. I'm like, I should remember this later. When we first got out, we saw some people, wearing kilts and stuff. And I used to wear a kilt all the time whenever I went out. And my fiance's like, do you need a new kilt now that you've lost all your weight? And I said, I guess so. I said, but honestly, I haven't really felt the desire or the need to wear the kilt in a really long time. And I'm like, I wonder why that is. And then I kind of had a moment. I'm like, I think in my old life, wearing the kilt was the only time that I ever felt sexy. That's why I wanted to wear the kilt. I wanted to feel sexy. I said, I feel sexy all the time now. And I guess the need that I got from that kilt is no longer something that I am lacking in my life or have a shortage of in my life that I feel the need to go back to. So it was an interesting observation, and I pointed that out to him, and he said you should bring that up in your vlog. And I'm like, I think so. I think I leaned on it because it was the only time I ever felt sexy, and now I feel sexy all the time. I have no shortage of feeling sexy, so, which still I'm getting used to. And I had my shirt later in the evening because I had a harness on underneath my shirt. I had my shirt open, and my little belly was hanging out. And I looked at my fiance and I said, my belly's sexy. And then I'm like, I have never said those words. I have never thought those words, that my belly was sexy. So, yeah, there was that. That was a comforting moment for me as well, a little moment of growth. I had my meeting on Wednesday. I gave everybody ornaments, either with a Santa sack design on it or with a really pretty snowflake design. But if you look really close in the snowflake, it's all made of penises. So haha, for those people that didn't look closely. So I took a bunch of ornaments to the meeting and I gave them out to people. I ran out of them. I was not expecting to run out of them, but I did. So that was nice. That meant it was a very well attended meeting in the holidays, and sometimes that's just rough. So I was excited to see a well attended meeting. Afterward, and I am not the most professional person in that environment. I will cut up, I will giggle, I will joke, I will laugh with people. It's just this ingrained thing that I have to entertain people and make people laugh. And so I've always kind of been like a loose cannon at the meetings, but not really a loose cannon, I don't know. Anyway, I also wear a lot of my branded merchandise to the meeting. I try to be sensitive and not wear something like super egregious to the meeting, like no actual sexual scenes or anything, because I'm respectful of my group. Evidently, I'm not respectful enough. There was a comment that was made in passing that I interpreted as I am being triggering and inconsiderate of other people's programs. And like I said, that's just how I interpreted it. And it gave me a lot of self-doubt that I really haven't had in a long time. Like I kind of pushed it aside and I'm like, I'm going to deal with this later, deal with this feeling later. And I enjoyed fellowship and dinner with everybody. And then on the drive home was when I started to think about it, and I kind of went into this downward spiral. And it was all about how I was being inappropriate or saying inappropriate things or telling, and I've always really just never had a filter. But it was kind of like, maybe I need to reserve some of my conversations for select people as opposed to a group of people. And maybe I need to not be so me in my meetings, but that's, at the same time, I very much enjoy the fact that I can be authentically me in those meetings. But I can't control someone else's reaction to me. I understand that. And I understand that their program is their journey. Their triggers are their things their issues to deal with, not with mine. But there's this innate guilt that I would have if something that I did or said or wore in any way, shape, or form contributed to someone else's program in a negative fashion. So I've kind of been twirling my head around that, trying to find a way to stay me, get the humor and the love and the brotherhood that I get out of the group, which is so important to me, especially because my higher power is the love of my group. So I often say I don't care what people think about me, but how many times have I said this in a vlog where I don't care what someone thinks about me, but I guess I care what some of the people I care about think of me. Because I do want to be authentic and I do want to be me, and I feel like for the first time in my life I really am. But the last thing I want to do is have any kind of negative impact on somebody. That's not on brand for me. So The only other thing I have going on in my life is I have this weird little rash on my hand. You can see it's very uncomfortable. There have been many thoughts on what it is, either a form of eczema, a form of psoriasis. Someone said shingles. I don't think it's shingles. That was kind of a low rated opinion. A lot of people were like, I don't think it's shingles, but it very well could be. I don't know. All I know is it doesn't appear to be contagious. Popping one of them hurts like, it makes it so much worse to heal. And I've been putting some hydrocortisone on it, and tonight I got a little bit stronger doses of hydrocortisone that my future in-laws had. So I'm really hoping that I can knock this thing out. My mom's like, it's genetic, I get it all the time. My sister's like, I have it right now too. Someone else is like, it's great, it's related to stress. Have you been under any stress lately? I'm like, yes, from 2020 to current. So who knows? I'm going to keep an eye on it. I would love it to go away before the cruise, but I've got some pretty powerful stuff from my in-laws, thank God. Future in-laws. They're in-laws. So I'm really hoping that I can get that knocked out because it hurts and it's not really pretty. It's not sexy. This is not sexy. Yeah. Nobody wants their junk held with that. I don't want my junk held with that. I use this hand. Now you know. All right, guys. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. I hope that being around the people that you chose to be around did not cause you any additional stress or heartache or make you feel any less worthy and amazing than you are, because people do say things that may mean well and will tear you down a little bit inside. So again, we can't control what people say, but we can control how we react to it. So I hope that you were able to remove yourself from situations that were uncomfortable, divert conversations that were inappropriate, and maintain your integrity and dignity at all costs. Check on your loved ones, check on your friends, make sure they had a wonderful Christmas and a holiday as well. If you have not spoken to your loved ones, you got to get on it because Christmas is almost over, and you should probably do that. I'm going to call my sister after this call. I can call her late. The old people I called early. And check on yourself. This is the last week, the start of the last week of 2023. And I do not condone resolutions, but look at what you accomplished in 2023. Look at the fact that you made it to the end of 2023. Kudos to all of us for that. Look at your accomplishments. Look at your struggles. Look at patterns that you may have seen. Where are things that you could have done things for yourself differently, where you would have gotten different results that you wanted? Where if you had planned ahead for this, you wouldn't have had to last minute scramble for this, or if you hadn't have cut this corner, you wouldn't have had this issue later. What are some areas that you can really build on and improve on yourself? You know, self-evaluations are a thing at work. They're my least favorite thing at work, but I've been doing a lot of self-evaluation for the past several years, and there's a couple of times a year I really focus on distance and journey and destinations and travel and all these things I've done with my life, where they are and where they're going and what got me here. So take the time to really, that's part of this. This is your assignment for self-care this week. What were your accomplishments in 2023? What areas do you see that you want to be better at? Not that someone else wants you to be better, that you want to be better at. And focus on that. But this is absolutely a time for reflection and gratitude and patience and grace and kindness. If you can keep those in your tool belt, you will make it through the rest of this year. And then you'll be prepared for 2024, and who knows what that's going to bring. I will come back to you guys on New Year's Eve from the middle of the ocean if I have enough strong enough internet signal to get my vlog uploaded. But I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. Very peaceful Christmas, very peaceful holidays all around, regardless of how you celebrate. that you're enjoying the warmth of family and home and comfort, whether that family is blood or chosen. I love you all, and I will talk to you all on Christmas Eve. Oh, New Year's Eve. Merry Christmas.